Okay, guys, I wanted to come on today and share this dream that has been bothering me for a while now, that I've been kind of holding on to. It's just one that I just really can't shake. So I want to come on and share this dream, and here it is. So, approximately maybe about a year or a year and a half ago, I had this dream. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had this dream and it was on a Sunday morning. And in this dream, I was at a church setting with my family. And my brother in law was up preaching. But one of the things that kind of threw me off was we was having church outside. Now, I grew up where we did like tent revivals. So that wasn't like too odd to me in the dream, but it did kind of throw me off because I haven't did tent revivals since I was a kid. So, um we're in this like patio type um structure. It had like the covering, like almost like a picnic. Like if you go to a park and then like the covering, and then you have like the tables and all. So we were there and we was just praising and worshiping God. And then I looked to the east. And when I looked to the east, I saw two Russian guys. And I didn't know they was Russian, but my spirit told me that they was Russians. And then I seen like a line full of Chinese military men, and they had guns in their hands, and they all had on like these, I guess their military gear. And I could, because I didn't know exactly what the Russians were saying, I knew they were saying something in regards to, take charge, but I didn't know their language. That's what I guess what I'm trying to say. I didn't know that what they were saying, but I know that they were discussing something. And then the next thing you know, guys, they were on a hill, and these military soldiers who were all Chinese literally were charging towards us. I'm talking about running full speed. And I just remember like everybody that was in that, church setting, we all got up and we were running. And I have children, but I wasn't able to get all of my children. So I was only able to get one of them. And I was running and everybody was running, and we was just trying to get out of that place. And I just remember like when I was running in this dream, I mean like panic mode, like this dream that I had, I could still like feel everything that I felt in that dream. It was, I mean, I was terrified. And as I was running, I kept saying, I gotta call someone that I know that that's in the military. Like I gotta call them. Do they, do they know what's going on? What is this? And I was just thinking about like people that I gotta call. Like, do they know like somewhere in the US that this is like happening? Like this is really happening. And I just like remembering like somehow like I got to like a parking lot. And I was trying to get to my car, but as I would, got to my car, somehow I was able to navigate and get out, and I was driving my car. But when I drove my car, guys, right into a military base. And it was like I was no longer in a car. And I was walking around the base, but the base was like like it had become like like a university. And so there were, I mean, trucks was on the ground, of course, on this base. They had guns. These look like Americans though. So it was like an American base. So it was like they had already knew. They already knew like what was going on. And I just remember being like so confused, like, what is this? You know, what is this? Why I'm on this military base? And then like it was like I saw somebody that I knew, and then like they didn't even have like a clue. Like they didn't have a clue what was going on. And it's like they was just worried about like something else, like the wrong thing. And I'm just like thinking in my head, like, we are under attack and you don't know that we're under attack. Like our whole nation is under attack. And then what just like ended up happening was like I ended up just like waking up. And it just disturbed me, and it has disturbed me to this day. And I have just like been holding on to it. A couple of people that I'm very close to, that I have told, but this right here is just like something that I just cannot shake. It just still doesn't sit well with me. I didn't even learn until like the beginning of this year that Russia and China was allies. And the Lord showed me another dream at the beginning of this year about China. So I won't get into that right now, but I just wanted to come on here and share this dream that I had, that the Lord gave me about, like I said, a year and a half, 2 years ago, that I think about very, very often. As we know, you know, there were rumors that they interfered with the election, the last election, presidential election that Russia did. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I want us as believers to definitely be vigilant. And if you're not a believer, I think it would be a good time to definitely start gearing your heart towards, you know, becoming a believer. This is not the first time that I have seen military trucks on the grounds in America. This is not the first time that I've seen this in a dream. I have been working in the prophetic since I was 16 years old. And I have seen things happen on a national and international level. God has shown me those things. And so sometimes God show you things, but it's not meant for you to reveal those things yet. And like I said, this right here is just like been pressing and pressing and pressing, and I just can't shake it. I just can't shake it. But I will tell you this. As I went back and I prayed and I thought about the dream, and I said, well, why was I able to just grab one kid? And my son, his middle name is Joshua, which means God is my rescue. And I believe God was saying, I am your rescue. You know, I got you. Now, I just want to say also, I think this is a great time for us to start praying. Definitely to continue praying. If those that are praying, continue praying. Those that haven't started praying, pray. This is a time for you to start talking to your kids. We don't like to think about those things, but the word of God is true. You know, some people preach that we're not going to have tribulation, or we're not going to be here when the tribulations take place. But we need to look in the word, because the word talks about that there were going to be these things, and the saints were going to live through those things. And like I said before, this is not the first time that I have seen military tanks on the ground. These tanks, some people believe that they can't come on the ground in America. I believe that in my lifetime, I will see those tanks on the ground. So I want you guys to be encouraged. Again, stay prayed up. Talk to your children. You know, I have been preparing my children to let my children know that, to, things are going to happen. They just are. And I do believe that Russia and China have linked up. I believe that they are plotting. The Lord showed me this dream like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember the date because I didn't write it down. I was hard-headed, so I didn't write the date down. But I know that He showed me these dreams. He showed me that dream, rather, that I have not been able to shake. It's just something. And then again, the beginning of this year, I saw something else with China. So stay prayed up. This is not a time to faint. This is not the time to be faint at heart. This is time to gear up. Gear up in the spirit. Put on your whole armor. Go back to what you know, to the Word of God, because we are going to see some things. I can't even give y'all everything that I have been seeing right now. But when I tell you guys, there is something going on in the spirit realm. There is truly some activity going on. And it's dark. It's some dark activity going on. And so we need to pray. And we need to watch. And we need to be ready. Y'all be blessed.